Hello and welcome to JPL 30, the highlight show for the Jamaica Premier League. I'm Javid Ryan. On this episode, we bring you highlights from the second leg of the quarter-final playoffs. Monday night was another spectacle in the Jamaica Premier League as 4 of the 6 remaining teams fight for a coveted semi-final appearance to meet Arnett Gardens and Cavalier, who await. Sabina Park remained as the host stadium for the exciting action in the second leg matchup, where Humble Lion tries to overturn a 2-0 deficit against the reigning champions, Harbourview, and some unfinished business between Dunbeholden and Mount Pleasant, who were all squared after the first leg. Humble Lion, arguably one of the best defensive units in the Jamaica Premier League, led through Harbourview twice in the first leg, so they have a mammoth of a task ahead of them to continue their search for a first-time crown championship, while Harbourview, a pedigree team looking to keep Humble Lion tamed to advance to the semis to meet Cavalier. Here are the highlights. Chris Taylor and Dwight Jeremiah run commentary duties.
Full match highlights. Stefan Dewar, the man in charge. Harbourview in their regular blue and yellow coming forward. They owned the first half for the most part. Chance for Krista J. Daly into the area and took a little bit too long to execute that strike. Came off the body of Prince Daniel Smith. But Harbourview would continue to come forward, especially on this side with Odalyn Harding. Timar Lewis himself and Harding teaming up. Harding with a perfect pass to the back post, and Krista J. Daly would make no mistake this time. Prince Daniel Smith trying to get himself towards the far post, but he wasn't quick enough. Daly with his 4th of the season, and that came after 10 minutes. The Stars of the East ahead 3-0 on aggregate at this stage. Then this attempt from Joshua Anglin, awkward save from Prince Daniel Smith, but he got the job done. Anglin looking for his 1st of the season. Harbourview continued to drive forward. This another lovely opportunity. O'Shane Staple to the back post, and Anglin, who's still looking for his goal. He would have loved that opportunity with Colorado Murray, a man who scored over 45 goals in his career. But it wasn't to be. Timar Lewis looking for his 7th. The save wasn't clean from Prince Daniel Smith, but luckily for him, his teammates were there to mop up. Then, just at the end of the first half, they would draw level, Humble Lion. Dasher Satchwell coming on as a substitute onto the head of Andre Clennon. 2 on the season for Clennon, 1-1 on the day. Humble Lion back into this one. They went to the half-time with the scoreline remaining the same. They came out another team, much more purpose in their play, and Roshane Sharp coming on as a substitute, rifling that into the far corner. Look at this, giving way too much space from Ajani Talbot. He paid the price, and that strike was very sharp. 3 on the season for Roshane, and 2-1 up at that point. Humble Lion making a match out of it. Javon Sharp came on at the same point as a substitute. Look at this, oh yes. Into the far triangle, and Humble Lion, just like that, a 3-1 advantage, and we were all square on aggregate. Smith with his 4th of the season. Could it be for the Clarendon-based team? Colorado Murray, joint leading goal scorer, coming on, and then this moment. Ryan Wellington scored in the first leg. He would score again in the second, both from his powerful head. The assist to Krista J. Daly, a goal and assist for the number 10, a goal for Wellington. 3-2 Humble Lion, 4-3 on aggregate for Harbourview, and it got worse now for Humble Lion. Dasher Satchwell, the experienced former Premier League winner, sent off by Stefan Dewar. Harbourview sent forward into the semi-finals. 4-3 on aggregate over Humble Lion.
Fancy, you started in midfield, had to go to the back, led from the back as a skipper to organize your team in front of you. Satchwell came on, had a good game, was in the running until he got off with a red card from another match. Good performance from your team on the night. Probably disappointed you didn't put in this performance in the first leg.
Well, I want to say congratulations to my teammate. We come out and in the second leg and put out a good fight. We came back and tied the game 3-3, and we just lock off in the 85th minute. And we keep fighting, we keep pushing. I just want to say congratulations to the boy. Come out and give a good performance today.
What did your coach say to you at half-time to get you to go at that?
Well, he said, let's play. We have nothing to lose. Let's go there and play some football. And from the past 2017, we never make it to the top 6. And we just want to congratulate the boys. We come out and we fight and we put on a good team spirit and we lead from there and go on.
Well, good way to go out, Vanzi. You've lit up the Premier League this season with some goals. All the best.
All right, thank you.
Both coaches, I consider them to be magicians tonight for different reasons. Your team found a way to make a contest of what seemed to have been dead and buried.
Yeah, we always sometimes try and serve up these things for the spectators, which for the neutral it's good. But for us as coaches, I thought there was some element of indiscipline in our defense at the time, because we had persons around here that would have been making it difficult. But I just think it was just too easy for Lion to penetrate us as they did. That first goal that Christo J scored probably makes the difference in the game altogether and probably made it a little harder for Lion. At 3-3, not at all concerned, because if it weren't for the long haul, we'd still be up for it. You understand? But thankfully we have been great on set pieces all season, and we came up trumps again.
Good that you can say you're not at all concerned with 3-3. The look on your face didn't suggest that.
No.
However, this is the second time I've seen you in recent games playing 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Still does not plug those gaps, stop those half spaces.
No. And of course you realize that I had to abandon it and go back to 4 and just tell the right back just to stay.
Yeah.
So probably that nullified whatever attacks that would come down on the wide side, But we made an effort today to deal with this particular situation because we knew that they were going to come at us in the manner in which they did. I thought for us, we needed probably more to get on the ball and keep a little bit more possession because we had the persons who really could do it. So it is indeed a learning curve for us as we go forward.
Well, Coach, all to focus on. You're into the semi-final, no distractions now.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
Coach Bernard lost the game today, but for sure, please, both coaches embraces each other because it was really a good contest. I said magicians are 2 coaches. I did say that the coaches would earn their due today and a lot of in-game changes were going to matter. At one stage, we were contemplating you as man of the match. Those changes, magical. What did you say to your charge in detail and what did you have right down in that little book of yours?
No, to be quite honest, we had it all to go for. We had no choice but to go for. Whenever we saw that people were tiring, we decided to make changes and the changes came on and they were very effective. Clennon scored his first goal today since the second game of the competition. Sharp scored his first goal today since the third game of the competition. So, the games came all in good time. It wasn't enough because we had too much to do after the first leg. I think we played well and this is the first time we have actually beaten Harborview all season in a game. But I think we just left it a little bit short.
Yeah, certainly left it a bit short. But I'm pretty sure that you would have seen enough from both legs to suggest that this Lion team, with a little bit tweaking with personnel, can play more on that front foot and find the right balance.
Definitely. When you look at the young players that came on, people like Javon Smith, he scored an excellent goal there. They come on, they played well. Kareem Bryan, another youngster, played well. We have some youngsters that we are grooming and they are learning from the experienced players. And, when you look at the season, I can't say the season was a disappointment. When you look at where we finished last year to where we finished this year, there is progress taking place and we just have to continue working.
You talk about disappointment. In the latter stages, a few minutes to go in the game, Satchwell, red card. Must be disappointed with that because you were still in it. Any moment, a set piece or a chance could have been created. Yeah,
but let's tell you something. When athletes are out there and the pressure is on, especially in the dying moments where you need a win, sometimes psychologically you just lose it. And a lot of the coaching is mentality. And I thought that the goal that Harborview got to go ahead, we just shut off and we should have really marked in that box. Similar goal scored on us in the first game. And it came back and haunted us again. But I must credit the youngsters and the team and the experienced players. They fought hard today and they made it a game. We didn't come here to lie down.
Well, that was evident today. You had a good season. Just regroup, come again. We're expecting a lot more from Lion in the future. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Breathtaking finish to the tie. Harborview managing to hold on to a 4-3 win on aggregate. On to the semi-finals, they advance. We take our first break on our highlight show of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. When we return, we bring you highlights from the second matchup in the quarterfinal playoffs between Dunbeholden and Mount Pleasant. Welcome back to JPL 30, the Jamaica Premier League highlight show powered by Digicel. Dunbeholden versus Mount Pleasant on paper always sets up to be an exciting matchup. Coming off of a first leg drawn result, the anticipation heightens at Sabina Park for a final time this season to watch this head-to-head clash. Here are the highlights. Chris Taylor and Dwight Jeremiah were on commentary duties.
The full match highlights in his bright pink. Keita Nicholson, Dunbeholden coming forward initially. Ricardo Thomas with a really good opportunity here, made a mess of it. Had Barnett waiting, but also the finish was certainly not the best from the Dunbeholden captain. He had this shot with the left foot on this occasion, which came off the top of the crossbar. It was an evenly contested first half, both teams trading punches but unable to score. Mount Pleasant coming forward on this occasion. Trevante Stewart, good footwork to get into the air. The left foot let fly. And it was into the side netting. Good 1-2 play. Look at the strength here and the foot skill of Trevante Stewart. A lot of pace on that shot, but luckily for Damien Hyatt, it was wide of the upright. Then Ladale Ritchie, not known for goal scoring from some 40 yards out, over the bar. Just 2 goals in over 300 appearances at this level. Well, he has had 2 goals this season already. And that one was wide from Demario Phillips. So was that from O'Dane Samuels, unable to get enough of a touch to add to his 2 goals that he's scored so far this season in all competitions. Then the go-ahead goal. A scuff shot from Jordan Fletcher, and Leonardo Rankin with a quick response and a quick decision to flick that into the far post. Exquisite touch. Hyatt beaten. Mount Pleasant ahead. At that stage, 1-0 and 2-1 on aggregate. Rankin can't believe that he was in the box in that manner yet again after scoring in the first leg. Kimoni Bailey should have done better, and then this to add a second. Rankin at the near post. Phillips with the delivery and the flick-on header. Beating Hyatt for pace into the roof of the net. Mount Pleasant 2 on the night and 3-1 on aggregate. Peter Gould, the owner, impressed and happy. He would be more happy after this moment from Trevante Stewart, driving forward. Nicely weighted pass to Ataforoy Bygrave on as a substitute and scoring his 7th of the season. The clinical number 50, look at this, just needed that touch to place it past Hyatt. Didn't bother with much of a celebration because Dunbeholden is his ex-team. And that was 3-0 to Mount Pleasant. Job done and dusted. 4-1 on aggregate. Mount Pleasant creating other opportunities. This one parried by Hyatt, and Bailey didn't have the composure to finish. Last chance for Dunbeholden, but it was not to be for the Portmore-based team. Mount Pleasant from St. Anne, 3-0 winners.
Man of the match, dare I say, man of the tie as well. Rankin left out of the starting lineup after a very good performance against Dunbeholden in the final game in the preliminary round. Brought on as the saviour in the first leg. 2 goals in this one. You enjoy playing against Dunbeholden?
Yes, definitely.
And how do you feel getting past this and getting into another semi-final for Mount Pleasant?
I just guess it's a great opportunity for the club as well.
And do you feel that with your performances over these 2 legs, you have said to this coaching staff, you need to be in the starting lineup?
Of course.
Well,
I will just leave it to the coaching staff to make their decisions.
But you're ready?
Yes.
But for sure. Against your next opponent will be Arnett Gardens. How do you see them?
Well, it's a very good team, so we just have to put our best foot forward and make the best team come out on top.
Well, hopefully you're that team.
Okay.
All the best.
Thanks.
Coach Thomas, you're out of both competition by the similar scoreline. What didn't go for you tonight?
It's not that anything didn't go. I think we played a decent game. The fact is they have a much better team than we have. Seeing they have greater depth, we were a little bit tired coming out of some of the games, and it happens, you know. we will regroup, because we know the weaknesses we have. We will regroup.
So in terms of any of the goals, you look back at all 3 goals, preventable, you feel?
Preventable. But the nature of it is that when you're this tired, mistakes happen. And we put it down to that this afternoon.
So with that said, do you feel it was a missed opportunity to really rotate the squad for this side?
We have no rotation. We don't have that depth. You understand? The rotation we had was what we used, you know. But it is what it is. We give all the credit to Mount Pleasant. They played well, and we'll have to come again.
Okay, all the best next season. You spoke about not having the attitude last time out. How pleasing was it tonight?
Well, not 100%. I think it was a better performance. In the second half, we see more fight, the will to want it. We came out and we had the dumbbell team on the back foot, and we get the go-ahead goal, and we were totally in control.
A player you brought in, he was a saviour the last game, brought him into this one, certainly delivered for you. Bygrave too came on, he scored, probably will have some say that he should be in the starting lineup. He's scoring. Stewart had a decent game. His shooting boots wasn't on, but much better in terms of his close ball controls tonight. A lot of players holding up their hand and putting you, giving you a headache.
Well, it's good. That's the kind of headache any coach want to have. You know, you have a number of players, and when they are called upon, then they answer the call, and that's what's happening for the last 2 games.
Quickly, I'm pretty sure your attention now on it, Gardens. What are you expecting? Ready for them?
Well, again, we are in the semi-final, you know, and it doesn't really matter who we play. We have to prepare. We have to get ourselves ready and apply ourselves.
Well, hopefully you contribute to a very good semi-final tie. All the best and good luck.
All right.
From a late equalizer in the first leg to an emphatic annihilation, Mount Pleasant dismisses Dunbeholden 3-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. We now impatiently await what could be a scintillating semi-final. Winners of the regular season and 5-time champions Arnett Gardens up against well-armed machine in Mount Pleasant. We take our final break. When we come back, we'll be bringing you the previous matchups between the semi-finalists. This is JPL 30, the highlight show of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by JPL. Welcome back to JPL 30, the highlight show of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. With the conclusion of the quarterfinals on Monday, we anticipate the semi-final matchups. Defending champions Harborview goes up against the 2019 champions Cavalier, and 5-time champions Arnett Gardens takes on Mount Pleasant. Both teams were eliminated in the quarterfinals last season. Let's take a look at how Arnett Gardens and Mount Pleasant battled each other earlier this season. Not much between these two. A drawn result and a closely contested return fixture. Cavalier and Harborview are up next. Let's see how they battled each other this season. Not much between these two teams either. The semi-final should be an interesting battle. This has been JPL 30 on your home of champion SportsMax. Join us on the 7th of June for the next highlight show of the Jamaica Premier League. Let's interview it.